Clicking the link, lean in, your grin, 2 mics, 1 vibe. All right, let's dive.
And well, good evening, folks. Here we are with our second podcast for the Contagious podcast. Today we're doing our scary story of the supernatural little podcast that we're going to start doing each week. And we have a dear friend that I met at Horror Hound this year, Miss Laura Champion, and she's a champion. Woohoo! All of a sudden I'm hearing.
Hello.
Hello, welcome, Laura.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, well, Maya's sick today, folks. So it's like, oh, Maya for Maya. Oh, Maya. Here's you, Maya. Feel better. Take care. Drink water. Get some puking. Smile. You'll feel better, and we'll have you back on. So everybody, a moment of silence for Maya. I need somebody to do taps. I don't know how that goes, though. I can't hear it, though, on the trumpet. How does that go? I can't remember.
She's not dead.
Oh, well, yeah, that's somebody. Yeah, she's not dead. She's just sick, folks. She's kind of doing the Linda Blair thing, so. Okay. Feel better, Maya. We wish you were here.
Doing chunks?
Yeah, kind of like, I ought to ask her if she's got a priest in the room with her. She'll feel better, though. Not usually when you're not here and you're feeling glum. Okay, we'll make this a good one for you, Maya. So here's to you. This podcast is for you. We're gonna rock. Okay, we'll try. So, Laura, I have our stories to swap.
All right. Do you want to start, or you want me to start, or?
We could flip for it. We'll see who. I'm thinking some weird flip thing, like who can flip the other one off quicker. But my camera's not working, so you can't tell if I'm just lying or whether I really did. So we can't call.
I'll let you start.
You'll let me start?
Yeah, I'll let you start.
Okay. But I'm a gentleman. I'm supposed to let the lady go first.
Oh.
So learn, don't argue.
All right. I can do that.
But it's up to you. But if you want to, you can, or I can. What do you folks?
Okay. Well, I'll tell my story first.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Well, this happened quite a while ago. It was probably about 14 years ago. My ex-husband and I lived in this huge old house on 120 acres.
Wow.
You could only it was 4 stories. It had a watchtower, a spiral staircase that went up, but it used to be the Pagans' party house, and you could only basically use 2 rooms in this whole huge house.
Wow.
It was just trash. But next to it, attached to it, there was a stone part that was the main part of the house was it was over 200 years old. The stone part was even older. And I'd say about 250 years old. There were no windows. They were all broken out. It had this tin roof. So we were there one evening. My sister had come over, and it was nighttime, and we liked creepy things. So we decided to go into the stone part and go up the stairs to where under the roof. So we're creeping up there with a flashlight. We get up the steps. We shine the light in the room under the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And both my sister and I saw exactly the same thing. It looked like an interrogation room. There was an empty chair. There was a fixture hanging down, a light fixture hanging down. And then there was blood everywhere.
Holy.
Absolutely everywhere. We saw exactly the same thing, the same time. Went running, screaming out of there, basically. We couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Holy.
And she spent the night that night. Of course, my room was right adjacent. My wall right there was right adjacent to that area right there, which scared the crap out of me. I never slept there, right there ever again. So, anyway, of course, the next day during the daytime, we decided to go back up there. And, of course, there was nothing there. Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
And previous to all this, according to local kind of legend and stuff, there's all kinds of stories about this house. We'd heard previously people said that human sacrifices have been performed there, all kinds of weird. It was bizarre.
That's really pretty.
And I think I was only able to live there for about another month after that. I couldn't. I would have, if it would have just been me seeing it, it would have been one thing, but we saw exactly the same crap. It was freaky.
Holy cow. That is wild. Because that isn't just like, oh, we think we saw a shadow somewhere, you know. This is like, you saw some like really like violent, disturbing, creepy shit.
I mean, it was clear as day. It was, I mean.
That is wild.
And none of it was there. None of it. There wasn't a chair. There wasn't any light fixture. There was no blood. There was nothing.
Gosh, it's like a scene right out of American Horror Story.
Yes.
Wow. Gee whiz. Man, so... It's like, how... Wow. Like, what... Like, what do you... I guess... Like, what do you think about that? I mean, what do you... Like, do you know any more of the history on the place? Enough to know... I mean, like, concrete history, or just...
No, it was just a lot... It was rumors, basically. It was things that people had heard about the house. I don't know anything concrete about it. The guy who owned the house and the property had gotten it for really cheap, and then you couldn't see the house from the road, and he wanted to sell the property commercially.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Historical Society would have basically been able to go down there, they wouldn't have let him do that.
Wow.
So, but I should look into more of the history of that house, though. So, seriously, it's torn down now, but.
Wow, that would be like a great place for like a ghost hunt.
We used to have huge parties out there.
Wow.
The Pagans, actually, the motorcycle gang, it used to be their,
Yeah.
their party house, and up in the watchtower, they actually had like a machine gun on a turret and everything up there.
Yeah, I know who the pagans are. Yeah, they're big time one percenter biker gang.
I know.
Wow, that's crazy. So who knows what went on in that place? You know, who knows what kind of crazy stuff.
I think I was too scared to actually find out more after that. I mean, I moved a month later. I couldn't handle it.
Wow. That is...
My grandparents, my family built this house about 10 miles in Stephen City, Virginia. My family settled this area.
Mm-hmm.
And my family built that house over 200 years ago. And we had 3 o'clock every morning.
Wow.
And they sold it about 15 years ago, but I mean, I stayed there all as a kid and stuff like that. 3 o'clock in the morning every night. It used to get freezing cold in this one room.
Wow.
I mean, I used to sleep in it. But none of that ever scared me, because I mean, those were all my ancestors, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew none of it was violent or.
Wow, that is crazy though. Holy cow. Well, that would really be interesting to find out though. What in the world? Well, I mean, I guess in a way, when you think about it, we kind of have an idea of some things that could have occurred there just because of the connection with the biker gang, of course. You know, who knows what could have gone on there, but any other things that might be going on in there, you know, how will some of that be explained? Because, there's some things, wow. I mean, that's just trippy. That would have really creeped me out. At least you stayed a month. I might have been like, well, a week. I would have gotten the heck out of that place. Crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think if my sister and I both saw it, I mean, it might have been an impression of left from something that had happened previously.
Some like residual thing, like they talked about.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I mean, it was incredible. I mean, it was real. We saw it.
Right.
It wasn't just.
That is wild. That is totally trippy.
But that is probably the most concrete, scary thing I've ever seen in real life. I mean,
And that's not like I said, it's not like you just saw a shadow figure or the lady in white, glide across the staircase or anything. You're talking about seeing like disturbingly gory, violent stuff that you just
Oh yeah,
saw there. And I mean, that's wow. It's probably better off the house did get torn down.
probably.
Just start afresh and holy cow, that's wild.
But I never had any bad feelings about that house before then, though. It never scared me. It never made me uncomfortable. It never, you would think that I would feel something before that, but
Hmm. Yeah, but I wonder if it was like you hear a lot of the ghost hunting groups talk about, things that are just bad there that are trying to make you leave, or just spirits who are there because they can't move on, or a residual thing that just happens because that's just what they've always done, so it keeps happening every so often. If it's something like that, maybe since it wouldn't be anything that would harm you, you wouldn't pick up on that negativity because it's just something that's just holding on and keep repeating. So since that wouldn't harm you, you wouldn't get that kind of weird gut feeling or that strange vibe or that like, man, this is creepy. I don't like this place. We need to get out of here type feel. So it wouldn't bother you. But then you saw it. Now you're aware of something weird that as you processed it, you're like, wow, we really saw that. And it's not there now. Now that's just freaky. And now you start worrying about it because you saw that.
I just, at this point, I wish I wouldn't have been so scared about it. I wish I would have been a little more, curious about it rather than just avoiding it after that,
Yeah. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe someday you'll have another experience. Maybe not as visually wild, but you'll be like, wait. Let's check this out. This could be, you'll end up doing your own little investigation of wherever you're at, and see if you could figure.
I have friends who have equipment to do all that.
See,
So.
there you go. See, you know who to call.
Is it EVP? Is it EVP? Is that what it is?
And EVP, electronic voice phenomena, EVP.
Yeah.
And one of those yeah, that would be cool to try. Man. Oh goodness.
See,
Yeah,
do you think if the house is gone, everything else is gone with it, or?
I don't. That's a good question. I wonder. I don't know, because I kind of think you're just knocking down something physically, but you're not getting rid of something that's a spiritual type thing, So would they still be there, but just be kind of like, hey, what the hell? Our environment's a little changed, but we're still here. What's going on? Or I don't know. That would be interesting, because how would it? Maybe I guess if I thought about it, for how crazy it may sound, I would think that they would still be there, just because they hadn't done anything to break that apart and get that moved along, and and does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
Wow.
Because you would think an occurrence such as that really wouldn't be, that would be more associated with the people who did it rather than, the house itself.
Yeah.
I mean, the energy, I don't think would be really tied in with the house,
Yeah, unless you, like how some folks think that things will cling on to things, so until that object is destroyed, it still attracts that energy, and then once that object is destroyed, it dissipates it, like a ring or something like that, or a doll or something. They say with these energies will latch on, and it's just creepy because of that. But then if it gets destroyed, it breaks that hold. So unless it works in some aspect like that, wow, that's a good question though. I wonder how it really works, or I wonder if it just, one day it works this way, the next day in next place it would work something different. It's just like regular people, Excedrin may work for you, but it won't do nothing for me. But it's the same thing, whether that we're both taking, you know? So maybe it's a case-by-case thing like that. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm going to have to read about that and research that some now.
Yeah, I wonder maybe it's how attached are they to that particular location? If they're deep historically ingrained into that location for centuries or something, this has been there, maybe that's something would keep them there even regardless. But then, I don't know, that'd be interesting. That'd be very, very interesting. Very interesting. Oh my gosh. See, this would be cool at a time, and maybe this is an idea, that we could have people call in someday and hear what other people have to say. That could be kind of cool. That'd be really cool. So, folks, that sounds good to you. Put it on our page that you want a call-in show. And why it would be cool. Not just because you just want to do it. I mean, why would it be cool? Okay, anyways.
You could have a forum.
Yeah, a forum on, a mature, non-attacking forum where differing opinions may be shared.
There you go.
And if I don't like it, then I will hang up. After all, it's our show. Anybody who disagrees with me, we need Gene to please screen our calls. Okay.
Gene?
I just made that up. I don't know. It just sounds like
okay.
Gene, our phone guy. But oh man. So you want to hear my little story?
I do, absolutely.
Alrighty. Mine wasn't visual by any means like that. I've had two crazy experiences, and the first one was like the most wackiest, freakiest one. And there was it was all just complete sensation and, feelings and stuff. There wasn't any visual whatsoever, but I was living in Gardena, California in LA County. Just about a block and a half away from Ascot Speedway there in Los Angeles. So on the weekends, it was noisy than hell around there. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't turn up your freaking radio loud. You still couldn't hear the radio because of the race cars. But and this had to have been about 18 years ago. No, sorry, because 20 years ago I moved back here. So to be about 22 years ago, let's say. And and I had been living with this guy. And a bunch of roommates and stuff, but the place was just a disaster. It was hard to live there. So I was moving out, and I found this place, and it was actually cheap for Los Angeles. It's going to cost me like $65 a week to live in this thing. That's all I'd have to pay. So I didn't have to pay bills. At just rent. And it was going to be a loft above this in the house that had about 5 rooms downstairs, a couple rooms off to the side, and then like a bunch of looks like those old long skinny classroom things that some places would have behind their buildings, where they made them into places for people to live in. So I rented out, I think, like 8 or 9 rooms in this place, and mine was going to be the only one he had open, and it was a loft over his like little bar living room area. So I had to pull steps down out of the ceiling, pull the old string down, and the steps unfold and climb up into it, and I could lock it from downstairs or upstairs so nobody could come in or anything and bother my stuff, which was pretty cool, because it was not a good area of town at all. It was not a good area. And I never knew anybody else who lived there. They just all really pretty much were just like freaky people, and some that it's just like I didn't even want to make eye contact with because they were just eerie. Like in a way that you just felt like crap. If I pissed them off, I'd wake up with a knife to my throat or something,
Yeah.
It's just not a good place to be. But I needed someplace, and I chalked it up as to just being a place that I just wasn't familiar with. So I needed to get accustomed to the different type of an area I was going to live in. So this little loft, it was just like it had to have been it was just like wood planking floors, like big sheets of like plywood floors. The ceiling,
Yeah.
just saw the rafters and stuff. And it was completely empty, and it was at about the size of it was probably like 10 by 20, something like that. I don't know. It wasn't real big, but I had enough room to put my junk up there, put a bed in the corner, and I had an outlet up there so I could plug in a little light because I needed light all day long because it was pitch dark up there. No windows. It was hotter than heck in there. But but just kind of a layout of the place, I'd come up the steps and I could pull them up, lock it up, and then go clear to the other side. In the corner was where my bed was. And I was going off to work, each day. I came back twice, and I found I had like 2 foot lockers, about 4 milk crates, and like a bag of groceries, like non-perishables I kept up there, and water and stuff. I found them twice, and I thought it was people around there living in the place that were creeping me out. I thought they were going up there messing with my stuff because I'd come home and find the stuff shifted around and moved, and my bed in a different place. Everything shoved around. It's just like, what in the world? And I'd have to keep changing it back. And it was like, what the hell's going on? People, somehow they're getting in here. Why are these other people coming into my loft for? This is my place. I'm even locking the place up. So how do I get in? There must be a key that I don't know about that somebody's got, and they're coming in here and they're moving my stuff around. And I was like, and it was really kind of freaking me out. And I was thinking, man, maybe I should just move. I don't know, but this is freaking me out. And so I remember I'd always get home about 10 o'clock at night. I'd come home and I'd go up there and I'd just stay to myself. And I'd always plan on going to bed about midnight. And I remember it was just about midnight. Turn off my lights, lying there in bed, going to go to sleep. And I just remember all of a sudden, you know how like when you hear like sometimes heaters that come on and it'll have that kind of hum sound?
Yeah.
Imagine if that hum was actual vibration. But now, imagine that vibration all over your body. That's all it was doing. And that was just like, that's weird. What's going on? I was going to get up and I realized I literally, 100% literally, I could not move. I was completely stuck, frozen with this feeling of this vibration holding me down.
Wow.
And the weird thing is, I couldn't move. I couldn't turn my head. I couldn't lift my head. I couldn't move my hands, my feet, or nothing.
Could you breathe?
I breathe, but it was just like, what is going on? I can't move. I can't move. I don't know what's going on. And finally, it was just like this vibration got this really intense. This feeling that was just like complete. Somebody could say this is what black felt like. And I mean in the negative sense. Not black because you like to wear your black shirt and jeans or whatever. But I mean a blackness that was a feeling of complete negativity. And just complete, like, dread. It was just like, just holding me down. And it was absolutely creepy. And I remember it was at a point I was sitting there going, man, I gotta scream. This is not right. Something is really, really fucking wrong in this place. And I couldn't get any sound to come out. Nothing would come out. And I kept trying to move, and I'm like pushing, trying to move, and I can't move. It's like if I had a little scrawny 115-pound guy lying on a bed with some, some 7 foot tall, 500-pound dude laying on him, so you can't move, and you're trying to find some way to push him off of you. And I could not move a muscle. I could not get up. I couldn't scream or nothing. And I'm sitting there, and I had no idea how long this was going on. And finally, it was just like, it led up, and I just like, I was sitting up in my bed. It was like if I heard the gun go off and I took off in a track meet. I was bolting down under so fast. Well, that's what happened when I was able to sit up. It was just all of a sudden, it was like I just sprung up because it finally let all that weight and whatever it was off of me. And I ran over to the stairwell where I go down by my steps. And I remember I got next to it and there was this whole buzz, feeling, vibration thing around all that, and then it kept like going around it, and I couldn't reach for those steps. I couldn't reach to open them up. I couldn't get into it. And then finally I was able to, and I put those steps down, and I ran down those steps, and as soon as I got off the steps a couple foot away, it was completely gone. There was nothing. It felt normal. I went back to the steps, and there was that buzzing again, that like humming vibration that was just, it was like if I was in something cold and I put my hand into something hot, it was that big of a difference. It was like normal to something you felt that just felt very wrong. And whatever part of me wasn't in that field felt fine, but that part of me that was in it just felt something was not right. I mean, it was really freaky. And it completely creeped me out. And I called my brother who lived in Long Beach, who's actually a minister, and he said, "What is going on?" And I told him, and he goes, "I'm coming to get you." And he came there, and it turned out that whole event went on for about 2 hours, and I had no idea. It seemed like, I mean, at the time it seemed forever, but when I popped up, it was like, man, that was just a couple of minutes. That was creepy. And it was like 2 hours. I could not move or scream or do anything. And he came there, and my brother came and was going to haul my stuff out of there in the middle of the night and get me out of there. And he said, he walked in there and he said, "Oh, everything feels fine. Are you sure it wasn't like some really freaky dream you had or anything? I mean, are you okay?" I mean, and I was like, "No, there's something wrong here." And he said, "Well, I can tell you are extremely, extremely pale. I mean, you look like you just lost every ounce of coloring in your skin." And he went to the steps to go up there to help, and he got up there and he just stopped and he looked at me and he goes, "My suggestion, get anything that you have to have and let's leave now. This isn't right." And he goes, "I know what you mean now." And he said, "I don't want to go up there, but I'm getting my little brother out of this place." We went there and got my stuff. I left my bed. I left my stereo. I left my food. I just grabbed my clothes, and I grabbed my wallet, and I grabbed my glasses, and I think that's all that I ended up taking. And I got out of there. I left everything else. And that was everything I owned practically. I just left. I said we had to get out of there, and we left. And as soon as we got out of the way from the place, it was like everything became calm. And I'm just sitting going, maybe the stuff was moving around in my frickin' room and trying to tell me, like you hear them tease in the movies about the old white boy isn't getting the hint. We're saying move. The hint. Well, he gave me a nice big hint at that point in time, and I heeded that warning. But that was weird.
It almost sounds like something was like it. I don't know.
It was or something, or some
Trying to possess you in a way or something.
I don't know. It was weird. The crazy thing is that I can almost still kind of feel that feeling without that dark, oppressive feel in it. But I can almost feel that vibration if I really want to think about it and think about that experience and what it was like. It's like when you go to a show and you can almost hear the song, but not quite the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
How it is about that. I can almost sense that same feeling, but not quite. But I can almost sense that feeling again. And man,
You don't really want to, do you?
That told me I don't care what anybody says, and we may not know what it is, but there is stuff out there. I feel, there's stuff out there, and we may not know what it is, where we may think we know what. And I don't know, but that was just absolutely the most. I mean, it scared the little crap out of me. And
I don't think I could have gone back up there or even let my brother go up there to get my stuff. I'd be like, fuck all that.
Well, honestly, I bet we probably spent, from the time he first felt that himself, I bet we spent 2 minutes. We were up and down that thing. Ever seen two guys run up and down that fast in my entire life?
Oh my God.
That was just like, wow. So that was definitely
So did you ever talk to anybody there, or?
never talked to anybody. In fact, poor guy got stiffed out of $65 for the following week. But you know what? I wasn't going back there to give it to him. I wasn't going back there.
So you just absolutely didn't go back there ever again?
Never did. I never ever went back to Gardena either.
Oh, wow.
Went back to that city, and I was there for a couple more years after that, and I never went back to that city. But, That's why.
So what do you think it could have been, maybe? Do you have any idea?
I mean, I can think of so many things, and so many things just sound completely out there, Like, it's like when somebody goes, well, I think I might have been abducted by aliens. You're kind of going, okay, whatever. I kind of feel like that, like, because it's like, I don't know if it was an entity of some kind. I don't know if it was, I mean, what else could it have been? If it was just a big ball of energy.
Well, there's so little that we actually know.
Exactly.
I mean, it could have been anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I am positive there's like millions of things that we kind of catch senses of that, kind of really, we don't have the senses really to, what's the word?
It's hard for us to perceive what it is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we only use a portion of our brain, and maybe parts of those portions would be the ability to tell what this stuff is. Or maybe when we see or experience something, a part of that has awakened for a second in order to notice something, and then, it's like we tapped in the part of that brain we're not using, So you become aware of something, or I don't know. But, yeah, it was definitely creepy.
Or it might be something that never encountered, something like you before, and basically was just like, what's this here? Let me check it out.
Exactly, yeah. Man, I'm just glad I didn't have the visuals that you had when all that was going on, because that would have been enough to just, wow, that would have put me over the edge.
Oh no, I think yours would have put me over the edge. Not being able to move.
Oh, that was just wild. I mean, it was like if I went up and I put my hand, like if I put my hand on like your shoulder or something, or on your, I mean, it was over the whole freaking body though. But like if I touched you and then applied some pressure so you felt it very intensely, you could not move to get away from that. I mean, you couldn't like move your shoulder and make my hand move with it. It was like a brick wall you could not move against. It was like this constant buzzing feel. And then all of a sudden it was gone, and it was just like I was spring loaded, and I was just like, bing! I was sitting up in my bed, and I'm going, oh shit, I'm getting out of here.
Maybe you were abducted, but maybe you were scanned by aliens.
Could be. I don't know. My butt felt fine the next morning, so I didn't. So, thank God for that. But no, yeah, it was wild. But I just can't imagine what you saw though. I mean, if I would like sprung up and it was like, okay, now we scared the heck out of you. Now we're going to get you to never come back because you're going to see a bloody room with a chair in the middle now. Yep, it would have been no problem. I would have been like, you know what? You can have my wallet. You can have everything because I am like gone.
Yeah.
I am the heck out of here.
Well, it wasn't so bad when my husband was home, but, some nights that he had to work and I was there by myself, I would end up having to leave. I couldn't stay there by myself because I'd be in my room and I'd look at that wall and that, basically up there, and I'd be like, it's right there.
It's there.
And then I'd leave.
You know what
Plus it's like, you can't see the house from the road. I don't really have any neighbors. It's this huge property. So
Holy
If I was there by myself and I screamed, nobody would hear me.
In the country, no one can hear you scream.
See, that scares me. I've always lived surrounded by people. Being out in the country like that scares me.
That would be wild. That's why you wouldn't want to live out by all the corn in the country.
No.
The man who walks behind the rows. Or is it
No.
who walks in the rows? The man who walks behind the rows. I can't remember.
Oh, they scare. I can't handle that.
Oh, man. Cornfields are creepy, though. I used to run around them when I was a kid. We always play hide and go seek in them. And we knew that whatever side we popped out on, we knew the whole area. So we just knew that we'd be spooked in the middle of it. But once we came out, we'd be fine because we'd either be on, the northeast, south, or west side. And if we were on one side, we just had a long ways to get back to our house was all. And it was so easy to get home. We'd be no more than a mile away from home. But it was just the thought of being stuck inside that cornfield, and you get in there and you can't see nothing. And once in a while you look down and there'd be like a big old 8-9 foot long black snake just going through there, and you're like, oh, and I hated those. And of course everybody would always pick them up and throw them at you and stuff like that. And,
Oh, see, I played with them. I love snakes.
I did not teasing. If I didn't have to deal with those, I probably wouldn't mind them, but I had too many of them just picked up and launched at me and getting tangled up in it. To get, that was kind of creepy when I was a kid.
Oh, I wouldn't like that either, though.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't. Ooh. But man, gosh, we ought to have like bizarre story night or crazy freaking experience night story night thing here, because I'm thinking I could tell you guys some stories. That's some fun.
Yeah. I think we should get, a few people. Get like 4 or 5 people and just, you can kind of act like you're sitting around a fire telling like freaky stories,
Yeah. And call it the Contagious Campfire Stories.
There you go.
Tell our little stories. That would be cool.
Oh, and what you have to do on Skype is take a flashlight and flash it and hold it under your chin.
Like on Blair Witch. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, where am I? Where am I? If you guys could see it, it was kind of funnier because I sounded like a real nerd, but, it looked, well, I think it looks good on the visual. Bless you.
I'm trying to quit smoking and I cough more.
Oh, no. Yeah. I've been there, done that one. Whoopsie. That's always fun.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
So, you're talking about cornfields looking creepy. Have you ever seen like a grove of apple, like a bunch of like apple trees in the winter, like the late fall, early winter, with like they're all gnarled and like about dusk and gnarled and twisty and creepy looking? They're so cool.
Oh, that is definitely would be cool. I have to look. I know on my way to my folks' house, about an hour outside of the city here. They're way out in the country. And they got a bunch of land, not near as much land as the house that you lived in, but they've got like I think like 6 acres, I think. But there's a apple orchard on the way up, and even a big pumpkin patch. But you have to jog off out in the country to go to them. But that might be cool to go by and see sometime here after all the leaves are gone.
Oh, they look wicked. It is so cool. We have apples everywhere here, so.
Oh, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I like apples.
I don't.
You don't?
Nah.
Yeah. No, that's great. Fun. You couldn't tempt any of the guys with an apple. Oh, that's another talk, kiddos. Stay tuned for next week's. Well, okay. It's a new, yeah.
Okay, so should we see if we could get like maybe 3 more people to do it?
Sometime or now?
Not right now.
Yeah, we could. That would be cool. You hear that, Maya? We're planning something. Conniving. Because when the cat's away, us mice will play. Yay! So look at that. You leave us unsupervised. Yeah, just seeing what went on before we started the recorder. Anyways,
I hope she feels better.
I do too. Maya, feel better. Maybe
You
you'll
feel
get a
better?
couple out of our stories and go, I got a story for you. You know.
I was really looking forward to hearing hers too.
I know. I have to hear her stories and hear what kind of. Maybe she's got some stories because I.
She said she's had a lot of experiences like that.
She went to a haunted island in Vietnam, where she's
Ooh.
from. Yeah, she went there and they didn't know that it was supposed to be. They had all kinds of creepy stuff happen, like weird, wacky, creepy stuff. And when she left, she was telling some folks about it, and they go, "Well, you know that it's supposed to be like one of the most haunted islands off of Vietnam, don't you?" And she was like, "No, we didn't know that." I was like, "Wow, okay."
A whole haunted island?
Yeah, like there's all kinds of creepy stuff going on. I don't know what the history of the island is. I don't know if it had like stuff from back during the war or something. So there's all this, you know, wild history or something. I don't know, but that would be interesting to hear some of her stories about it.
Oh, absolutely.
So Maya, looks like you're the talker next time. It's supposed to be my best Simpsons laugh. Or can't do it very. That wasn't real good either. I like mediocre out of all kinds of things. Now, if I could like put all that into like one thing, I'd be like a master. We need like a Vincent Price voice to introduce these things.
Vincent Price or that one guy, what's his, Earl? He did the 7-Up commercials with the really low voice.
Oh yeah,
the Caribbean guy.
I know who you mean. That never had it, and never will. The 7.
He would do the best.
Oh, that would be good. I forget who that was though. He reminded me of Michael Duncan Clark with his voice, but we can't get him either because he's gone now.
Well, my friend Andrew's father is from they're from Trinidad, and I used to call Andrew up and talk to his father for like an hour just to listen to him because he had one of those voices and he had the accent. It was so awesome.
Wow, that is cool.
It's kind of like, have you ever watched the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
No,
it's a cartoon.
I haven't ever seen that before.
The Grim Reaper is like this Rasta guy with one of those voices. It's funny.
Oh, cool. That is cool. Oh, I got the perfect. You know what? I got some ideas for songs for this podcast. So this is where we need to call and see you could recommend songs to do for our intro for this podcast. Because I'm thinking of some good songs. Because I'm thinking there could be even something, you know, like there's The Ghost in You by the Psychedelic Furs.
Mm-hmm.
There's also all those songs about ghosts that Trent Reznor did that are all instrumental, that are really cool and kind of haunting, lullaby-ish sounding and everything. It's kind of creepy. Wonder what other kind of cool little eerie, spooky music we could use.
I don't know. For some reason, I keep having the Misfits go through my head. So
the Misfits, we could do that one. Ghouls Night Out.
Yes,
that would be cool.
I love the Misfits with Danzig.
Oh, they were great. They were so much better with Danzig in there.
Oh, his voice is incredible.
You know what? He sounds to me like he's totally he's obsessed with Jim Morrison. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Totally do a Jim Morrison thing. But I could see Jim Morrison, if he would have been playing music in the 80s, he could have done something like the Misfits or the Cult or something like that.
Ian Astbury, his voice is awesome too.
Yeah. I know, folks, is way off of ghost stories, but you know, we had to lighten it for a moment here. You have to lighten it. You must be balanced within with good things and spooky things.
Well, the next time we do this, I'm gonna let my son sit in here and listen to all this too, because he loves it.
I'll have to watch my language then.
No, you don't.
I don't? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
He knows better.
Okay.
I'm like, as long as I don't hear you say those words, or your teacher does it, or somebody who's not supposed to, I don't care.
There you go. Woohoo! Okay. Or we could. I'll find some good music for it. I'll find some good music. I like your story though. I like your experience. Story makes it come across as if like it's a possibility of being fiction, but it's not because it was real. It was your experience.
I did experience it. Whether or not it was, what it was, I have no idea, but...
That is creepy. So this... Oh,
No, yours is creepier.
yours was creepy. I mean, you saw this crap. That would... Man, that would have like... And then you see that, I would have been like, that's up there in that room. That's in that room. And it would drive me crazy. And then I'd have to go up there and just peek again after a while just to see if it was actually really there. Or take somebody up there to look at it with me. Only go up there and find out it's not there. Then I would have been even creeped even more out. I would have been like, wow. Like Eddie Murphy said. So you go and do like in Poltergeist. Says they go in there and the white folk walk in there and say, this is home, kids. Get out. We'll take the room upstairs. Get out. Oh, hey, you can have the bedroom over there. And he says, you put a brother in there. And we walk in there and we hear, get out. We're like, okay, nice to visit. Let's get the fuck out. And we're out of there. And he goes, we leave. He says, you whitey, you're dumb. You stay there. I loved hearing it when Eddie Murphy did it. He did it so much better than me, of course, but, he goes, all right, it's nice to visit. We're out of here now. Bye-bye. We're getting the fuck out of here. But, I don't know what it is. We stay. Even if it's for a short time, we always end up staying. So my
Well, I stayed for a month.
Yeah.
I should have gotten out of there right away, but nothing happened. I mean, I was fine, but probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You got the hell out.
Well, no, something messed with my stuff, and I stayed. I mean, if someone was going in there messing with my stuff, I should have left, whether it was a person or whatever. But they did it twice, and then my big experience, and it was just like crap. It took 3 slaps to the back of the head to wake me up. And that was just in a 2-week span of time. Yeah, I know. Gee, well, yours sounds like a Hellraiser room. Like you'd walk in there and you would hear, Desire called us, not you. You hear the clanking of chains and the wall open up and in walks Pinhead.
Well, if there would have been chains and stuff hanging down and everything else like that, I probably would have just thought that my sister and I would have, because we love Hellraiser. First Hellraiser is one of my favorite all-time horror movies. I mean, it's awesome, but then I would have just said, oh, we were just thinking about Hellraiser or something. But it was like nothing we'd ever really seen.
Wow. Holy cow. That's just wild, though. I don't know. Maybe it might have surprised us. It might be that's what it took for you to finally go, okay, we've done this long enough now. We've been here another month. Let's get out of here. And maybe my experience is what it took for me to go. But if I would have saw something, it might have made more sense to me. And if you experienced what I did, you might have been like, well, I get it. I understand this. I need to leave. And it might have been okay. It might have been that was the way you needed to experience it as I did, and I had experienced that way. I wonder. I don't know. You never know until you're in that spot. Yeah.
You never know till you're dead.
Yeah, that's right. You don't know.
I should have left.
You're dead. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Right.
Okay, well, we will work on getting people for next week. What do you think?
I think we should do that. I think, since it's just us on here talking this time, that we can already plan next week. Ha ha! I usurp the power and control over this podcast. It is, what is it? The outer limits. You are no longer in control. You cannot control the vertical. You cannot control the horizontal. Because John is at the control box. So I think we should have you on again next week, Laura. And
okay.
Have Maya on here too. And hopefully she better feel better by then. Then we got to get her friend Ray. He's cool. have him on here too. He's cool. I don't know if he has stories or if he just wants to live listen or not, because he and Maya are good friends, and that's cool. I don't mind him live listening, but so we could do something like that. So what do you think, Maya? What do you think, audience? This would have been a time Maya would have said, you know what? They're going to be bored listening to John ramble. If we could stop it and then talk about all this. But I have the power button. Okay. How about this? Hang on for a second, Laura, and I will tell these folks to mosey on. Great,
Okay.
folks. We're done. We're through. We had our Beetlejuice stories.
We did it. I did it. Woohoo!
Did it. You did it. I did it. You heard our story. Send us a message and tell us if you have a story you want to share. And we could put you on here as a guest on our little scary supernatural story time, story hour, or whatever. You know, you can come on here too and tell your story. And we can compare notes and see who had the scariest one. Okay. Go on. Do something more fun. Talk to you later. Thanks for being here. Bye.
Clicking the link, lean in, your grin, 2 mics, 1 vibe. Alright, let's dive. It's coffee and chaos, scroll and sip. Big deep questions, petty trip. Side-eye science, bathroom talk. Dreams and disasters on a walk. Contagious podcast, catching on so fast. About everything and nothing, you'll be laughing, then you're thinking. The Contagious podcast. Let the time slip past, hit play, lean back, keep listening.
Hot take, heartbreak, kitchen chair, life on mute, we overshare. Leans, waltz, stories, Crisco's wait. 2 open diaries, 1 with faith.
Just podcast, catching on so fast. About everything and nothing, you'll be laughing, then you're thinking. The Contagious podcast. Let the time slip past, hit play, lean back, keep listening. You're in the group chat, riding the spin, round and around till you're hooked again, 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 again. The Contagious podcast, catching on so fast. About everything and nothing, you'll be laughing, then you're thinking. The Contagious podcast. Let the time slip past, hit play, lean back, keep listening.